Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. It is Wednesday, May 6th, 2026, and I'm charging my car in a little bit of a less common location here. There's quite a bit of ambient noise, including a kind of a whistle-happy crossing guard. Hopefully all of that will die down shortly, and in the meantime I hope it's not disrupting. But for today's puzzle, we have another debut by James Mattina. And because it's a Wednesday, we'll expect a midweek medium difficulty puzzle, themed puzzle. We can see already a couple of circled squares. So we'll see what those have to do with the theme as we get going. And I did take quite a bit of time in yesterday's solve video, sort of going through and thoroughly explaining my strategy and plan of attack and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to do too much of that today. Try and just get through this and get to the theme as quickly as possible. So let's get solving for Wednesday, May 6th, the debut puzzle by James Mattina. Let's see what we got. Don't believe it. Well, the it that you don't want to believe, presumably a lie. Soccer great Mia is Mia Hamm, I think. Prepared for... not sure. It's feature of a spy film. Feature of a spy film. I don't know. Disguise, maybe? It would work, but I don't love the crosses. Well, let's see what about these crosses. First sign of fall. Is this a play on words? I mean, normally we would want, the turning and changing of colors of leaves or whatever, but I wonder if this is something else. Family tree addition. Maybe it's not a lie. 1 of 12, and a Pulitzer-winning piece by composer-pianist William Bolcom. I mean, don't believe it. What else could this possibly be? Family tree addition. A child? 1 of 12 songs? 1 of 12 movements? First sign of fall. I'm not sure about any of this, actually. Don't believe it. Huh. Well, not a great start. Let's see about these downs. Mia Hamm, I'm fairly confident about. Blossom in a lay. Is there a particular kind of flower we want here? Period in history. Maybe it's not Mia Hamm? I could have sworn. Is all of this... Does this all have to do with... somehow with the theme? Like, are things just not going in the puzzle properly? A bed cover. Scary Spice by another nickname. Scary Spice was Mel B, no? Dispensary initials. A dispensary of what, medication? Or do we want something like CBD, maybe? Bed cover. Textures, I can't even. Do we want OMG here? But this looks weird. I'm not sure. Wow, this is puzzling for sure. I wonder if I start... Well, I'm going to say if I start in the middle, where there aren't any of these circles that could be throwing things off. Textures, just a sec. Maybe BRB. Prepared for. Scalper's transaction, maybe a ticket resale. To turn down. To deny. Prepared for. Stylish flair could be Elan, if you like. Pattern based on nature, for short. I don't know what we want there. DC good guy. Do we want Batman? Batman's a DC thing, right? Pattern based on nature, for short. Harvesting machine, a reaper. So what is prepared for? Braced for, like impact. Camo, camouflage. Cousin of Edelweiss. And late spring or early summer bloom. So this looks like aster and peony, doesn't it? Those are flowers. In perpetuity, ever, forever maybe? But then what is the deal with the circle here? This does not look like there's any weirdness going on in the entries at all. Alice in Wonderland, a visitor maybe? I'm a good boy, and this is in brackets, so we want some kind of sound. And I think what we want here is arf, probably. A dog might bark to signify I'm a good boy, I guess. Deciding periods in brief, overtime periods, I think, in hockey or basketball. Besties, do we want just BFFs? Country nearest to the equator without touching it. Country. Lunchbox staple informally, a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Or do we want a PB&J, actually? It might be that. Let's check the down. Sport with throws. I think we want judo here, which has not throwing of a ball, but you could have sort of throws of people. Partner of born and bred, maybe? What is this then? Maybe it's not BFFs, but pals? This could be Peru. Politician Buttigieg is Pete Buttigieg. I'll pass. Not for me. Hybridized botanically, or like 4 pairs of answers in this puzzle and the circled letters they intersect on. Cross-pollinated? So what is going on then? First word from a wedding officiant, often, if they're following the typical script, dearly, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today, etc. Narrow margin of victory might be figuratively a hair. Very slangily. Hella? Great Scott, you might say, or you might say Holy Toledo. Gives a lift. Boosts, maybe? Boosts someone up. Charging option. Visa, if you're charging to a credit card. Home of the Stax Museum of American Soul Music. Memphis. Airdrops, question mark. Maybe we want mist, drops of water that hang in the air. Flower found at the end of a rainbow. A violet? Yeah. Cold, hard cash. Do we want something like moolah? A bad review might merit a rotten one, a rotten tomato. Okay. Language of Viangchan. I don't know what that is. Oh, is it Lao? Might be. Become part of a club to enroll, like in Sam's Club or whatever. Bloom whose toxic nectar is one source of mad honey. I think we want an azalea here. Automaker Ferrari, I guess it's going to be Enzo Ferrari. Nitty gritty is the meat of the matter. A movement started by Tarana Burke in 2006 is the Me Too movement, and an airport transport could be a tram. That all too seems quite straightforward. So what's going on? Is nothing going on? That seems extremely unlikely. Siete plus uno, 7 plus 1 in Italian is ocho, 8. Stop right there. Halt, you might say. We want equivalent phrases when we've got clues in quotation marks. Bird adapted for silent flight is an owl. Cry in a gunfight. Cry in a gunfight. Draw. That's right. Yeah, if you're in a duel. Draw. A cutie pie could be, what, a doll, maybe? All prime numbers except for 2 are odd numbers. Part of MIT, abbreviated, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So Institute, I think, is what we want abbreviated here. Winter coat, ? Could be a coat of ice. Textures I can't even looks like OMG, but then what is a bed cover? Maybe this is not CBD after... Well, it's got to be... The D is correct from dearly. Bed cover. Maybe it's not Mia Hamm. I could have sworn it was, but... Bed cover. Could it be anything but OMG? What about this? Blossom in a lay. A crocus? They're found in a circle. To leave speechless to all, maybe? Family tree edition. First sign of fall. 1 of 12. In Pulitzer-winning piece by composer pianist. Etude. Maybe they're 12 etudes. They're found in a circle. Radii. King in Portuguese. Is it Ray? Feature of a spy film. Family tree edition. Don't believe it. Well, oh, an in-law. An in-law. Okay. And then first sign of fall, first astrological sign of fall is Libra. Is that correct? It's the first astrological sign whose dates fall fully within the fall season, but there are a couple of days of Virgo at the end, or at the very, couple of days at the end of Virgo that are at the very, very beginning of fall, just after the fall equinox. So this still works. I think this still works. So this looks like a bluebell here. Prairie bloom for which a creamery is named. I didn't know that, but fine. This still looks weird. Feature of a spy film. Bed cover. Bed cover. Period in history. An age. Hibiscus. SMH, not OMG. SMH. A bed cover, a cover for a garden bed could be mulch. And then this could be intrigue. Okay. Wow, okay, cool. To dip or a dip. Ancient marketplace and agora. Oh, to dip is to sag, maybe. Okay. Some vipers are asps. I only know that because it's just a thing that appears in the crossword a lot. Like some advice, sage advice, probably. To smoke or a smoke or just smoke. Fog, maybe. Blank method, type of teaching. I don't see it. Philosopher William of... Not coming to me. Oh, and then viper, for example, a car. Oh, this is not fog. Smoke. Because this is going to be primrose, probably. Flower found along a metaphorical path of ease. Smoke. What could this possibly be? Cig, a cigarette, like a bum of smoke, like a cig. I think that's probably right. Socratic method, then, the type of teaching. Company man, ? I don't know. Summer cooler, an aid, is that what we want? Company man, like in a company of actors, so we want like a musical company, a theater company, and as an actor. William of Ockham, maybe. link in a botanical chain? Is it a daisy? I guess. Botanical chain. Yeah, okay, I see what they're doing. Manhattan liquor. Oh, the liquor in the drink called a Manhattan is a rye. To play the hostess to MC, and this is William of Ockham after all. Okay, so... Aha, okay. Gotcha. This is a much simpler theme than I thought it was going to be. Sometimes you have these singular circled squares in a puzzle kind of acting as, I don't know, wormholes or stop signs, or like something that affects the way that you actually enter the entries in. Like, they might not go in straightforwardly, they might be missing a letter, they might like start here and then finish here, or something like, might take a right turn or something like that. I just thought it was going to be something like that, and it turns out it's none of those things. But if you look at the revealer here, hybridized botanically, or like 4 pairs of answers in this puzzle and the circled letters they intersect on. Cross-pollinated is the answer here. And so all this means, I think, unless I'm missing a layer of this, all this means is that the letter in the circled square just sort of intersects both of these flowers, and that when you put all of them together, B-E-E-S, you get bees, which are the ones that pollinate these flowers. I don't think there's anything else going on, unless botanists out there, botanists of YouTube, tell me if like, are these bluebells and hibiscus, are they crosses of each other? Are they hybrids of each other somehow? Or was one a hybrid of the other? Is a peony a hybrid of an aster? Like, that I don't know. I'll look in the wordplay column and see if they offer that additional detail. That's the only other thing I could think that might be going on here, but I don't know how any layperson should be expected to know that part. I think all it is that they're crossing, and that the 4 letters make up the word bees. I think that's it. Anyway, so we have bluebell, hibiscus, peony, aster, azalea, violet, primrose, and daisy. 8 flowers anchoring the puzzle here, and the revealer spanning entry in the middle. I won't go over all those clues, though it's interesting that I think... no, not all of them, but some of them certainly have references to uses of the word non-botanically. So 4 down doesn't. Blossom in a lay, fine. Hibiscus flower, fine. But 17 across, also bluebell lends its name to a creamery, I guess. These 2 are only flower-related clues. This one and this one. Yeah, this one is violet, not only the flower, but the color that you might find at the end of the typical 7 colors of the rainbow. This one, not only the flower, but also it is still the flower in the metaphor, but the flower also appears in the metaphor. And then, I guess this is still only the flower sense, the literal sense of it, though referring to something that you can do with it, much like hibiscus. So that's that. This did end up being lie after all. I was right with my first 2, but I just couldn't see what everything else could be. And so lie and ham are correct here. We have both don't believe it here, the it pointing to the lie, and they're found in a circle at 19 across, the they being radii, they being plural. We want then a plural answer here as well. This did end up being CBD. But again, I just didn't see how this could work, and OMG threw me off here as well. What else? We have winter coat as light wordplay, about Wednesday level wordplay for a coat of ice. Some good light trivia here. All the prime numbers except for 2 are odd numbers. Peru is the country closest to the equator that doesn't touch it. Fine. We have a couple of in quotes clues. Stop right there in Great Scott. Solve to halt and Holy Toledo. That's great. And then we also have the semi-quote, I'm a good boy, which gives us ARF. Charging option is maybe wordplay, although charging does not have a, I would say does not have a, well, maybe these days charging mostly refers to sort of power in terms of charging a phone or something like that. But anyway, this is not that. This is charging a credit card. Airdrops is certainly wordplay there. We don't want the file sharing sense of this, but literal drops in the air. William of Ockham actually showed up in the puzzle just a couple of days ago, I think. What else? First sign of fall is good wordplay for the astrological sign. Family Tree Edition stumped me for a while because I really was thinking about a newborn. I'll have to check out William Bolcom's 12 Etudes. Period in history also stumped me because this is almost always era, but age works as well. Bed cover, good wordplay for a mulch on a garden bed. Mel B was correct, of course, but I just again it sort of didn't match with what I wanted everywhere else. Here I was thinking something like fractals, but it, of course, camo works too. Alice in Wonderland is a good clue for a visitor. The comma there breaking up the normal parsing of that phrase. Hella is a great entry. I wonder if that's a debut. Probably not, I guess. Sport with throws is a little bit misleading because lots of sports involve throwing an object, but this is a sport where you can throw your opponent. Gives the lift a little bit of light wordplay there, I suppose. Without the question mark, this is a little bit trickier because we normally interpret this phrase as sort of providing a ride, driving someone, but in this case we want a literal lift. Flower found at the end of the rainbow is a good clue for this, but the question mark makes it a lot easier. Company man for a theater company or something like that. The phrase normally just meaning someone loyal to their employer. And sort of semi-paired clues here. Some vipers at 54 down solving to asps. And then a viper, a Dodge Viper here at 56, an example of a car. I'll have to look up where Vientiane is. I'm guessing it's in Laos. I don't know where else they would speak Lao, but that's fine. Okay, so that is our puzzle for Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. A really solid debut by James Mattina, who I assume is a fan of flowers. If you enjoyed that solve, let me know by leaving me a like, and if you a thumbs up, I should say. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, hit the hit the subscribe button, and you'll get those notifications. All right, thanks for joining me today on Crosshatch Puzzles. We'll see you next time. Cheers.